That was so awesome. It makes me so happy every time I see that. Woo. All right. Well, hello and thank you for watching this wonderful episode of Dice Friends. I am the dungeon manager for this group, Michelle Rapp, and let's go ahead and introduce our players and who you're playing. I know this is an all bard, all queer group, but let's get into some deets, as they say. Spill that tea. So why don't we start with Cam?
Hi, yeah, I'm Cameron, and I'm playing Xylix. What do you need to know?
Oh, I mean, favorite dishes?
Oh,
Does he like, long walks on the beach?
yeah, Xylix has, like, very strong opinions on interior decoration. He likes spicy noodle dishes. And, floral teas.
Very refined. I like it. Excellent. And Tappy, who are you cosplaying on this God's Green
Hi,
Earth?
I'm Tappy Toeclaws. Normally I'm a dinosaur, but today I am Clarissa. She is the top social media influencer on Tiefling social media networks such as Bitter and Pentagram. And their human, world equivalents are Instagram and Twitter. And you can actually look her up. She's at Tiefling, spelled Tea, like spill the tea. And if you follow her and like her posts, I think I get some bonuses. I believe I've worked that out with Michelle. So
Yes.
obviously, if we don't win, it's going to be your fault. Like my posts, like and subscribe, smash that hell, love you.
Yes, we actually have some really awesome homebrewed abilities for our bards, and Tappy's is of course social media related. So we will delve into that in a little bit. But basically, the more likes she gets on her posts, the more potent her bardic inspiration will become. And we'll delve into everyone else's awesome abilities soon. But let's go over to Kiss. Who are you
me.
playing? Who's this fluffy person?
Hey, my name is Nathan Kiss, aka What Is Kiss, and this is Glaive Fleur. And Glaive is a tabaxi chef, actor, and knifesmith.
Ooh.
Yes, they also have wonderful toe beans.
Oh, that's so cute. I love toe beans. I definitely love to press my cat's toe beans. You can extend little claws. So next is Erica.
Hi, my name's Erica. I'm playing Vrata. She is the former 7-time middleweight world champion and current fit personal trainer.
Excellent. And looking swole as heck, which is awesome. And last but not least, we have Wheeler.
Hello, I'm Wheeler. I'm playing Palm, a very old, large, gay elephant, Loxodon specifically, and I dress incredibly well, and I love my husband. My character, too, I guess.
Well, thank you very much for that somber yet sincere pronouncement.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Yes. Note to self, get Wheeler to read all of my important news, because I feel like it would just be wonderful. Well, with that, everyone's got their dice ready. Everyone's rearing to go, right? Let's get started. So let us begin our campaign. Let's follow the camera as it starts to pan down what looks like an extremely hellish landscape. Around the in the distance, we can see perhaps some mountains. We also have rivers of flame with sentient flame creatures that look not unlike wacky inflatable tube men outside of used car sales places, flaring up and trying to drape themselves against a carriage, a closed roof carriage, as it's pulled by a couple of probably demonic looking horses traveling on a road with being commanded by a demon with a flat cap, an older demon. His name is Bartolomeus, and he's kind of just every now and then turning around and saying, "Stop it! stop it, and taking his bridle and trying to hit the various flame elementals as they clamor against the side of this carriage, trying to talk to the various inhabitants inside. And as the camera zooms inside the carriage, we see our wonderful 5 protagonists and an additional character who seems to be perhaps a gnome inside a rather large amount of armor, and a plume sticking out as they're furiously scribbling onto a long scroll. Clearly, they're not particularly happy with what they just scribbled as they toss out whatever it is they've been writing for the past half hour out of the window. But before that paper gets immediately picked up and burnt to a crisp by a flame elemental, we can briefly read, "Dear readers, we at Bard, with an exclamation point, monthly, strive to give you the best, most exclusive scoops about the bards that make and shake the Forgotten Realms. For this month's issue, I will not follow 1, not 2, but 5 bards as they tackle what is surely to be the toughest mission they have ever undertaken. What situation could be so dire that it requires that many experts? One that has called these brave bards, and your intrepid reporter, Benji Snipsworth, to the very depths of hell itself. We began our adventure into the Infernal Plane by following the dark, soul-ridden waters of the river Styx as it flowed into the cracked, barren wastelands of Avernus, the first layer of hell. Our carriage will have passed the eternal blood war between devils and demons, weapons crashing and spells crackling, past the smoky second level of Dis, filled with forges, into the volcanic realm of Phlegathos, the third level of hell and realm of dark delights. Readers, it was a sight to behold. Luxury hotels, skyscrapers, gaming parlors, and casinos festooned the landscape, built on the sites of old lava flows. And indeed, as you look outside the carriage window, you do see some really big skyscrapers emulating the various sites on the material plane, perhaps a giant wizard's tower with neon lights on it. And then there's another thing called the Gold Beholder, which seems like another giant casino with enormous flashing neon tentacles sort of waving in the wind. But getting back to the flyer, this is where our phenomenal 5 will be working their magic, helping to get the washed up Archdevil Gregoranthiel, or Greg, back on track in only 7 days. The client, Annie Ratharanaralbalarix, aka Annie, will be holding her wedding next weekend and wants her dad in tip-top shape by then. Can these legends of barddom hold up their end of this sub-contract before the wedding, or will their souls be lost forever in a devil's bargain? So we zoom out from the parchment that is now in cinders and back into the carriage. And what are the 5 of you thinking as you're in this carriage together? Clearly you've never worked together before. This is the first time you've gone into a group project, as it were. So yeah, what's on your minds as you have gone into this at least weeks-long journey together?
We should have sprung for a larger carriage.
Yes, the carriage is somewhat cozy. You have all been in this carriage for about 5 weeks, and I mean, hopefully all of you have pretty good hygiene, I'm hoping.
I think so. A group of 5 queer people? I think so.
Yes. Excellent.
I'm just imagining
the Wi-Fi
Xylex.
password.
I'm just imagining Xylex in the middle seat between Palm and Gaeve and just like...
Yep. Yeah, just unable to move. Thinking, this is... Hell is tackier than I was really led to believe.
Oh, yes, it is. At least this level.
There's way more injection molded marble here than
yeah.
I'm
how
really
else
comfortable with.
Do you think that a group of lawful evil devils are going to spend time actually carving it? No, they're going to they're going to inject mold that thing.
Ugh.
And of course, Clarissa is on her phone, As
There is no Wi-Fi connection in this carriage. I was told, I was informed there would be a connection all the way through the lowest level, and there is not, and I will be firing someone by the end of this party.
The camera zooms out a little bit to the little Wi-Fi connector on the side of the carriage that was burnt to a crisp the moment that you all entered Phlegethos.
That's some engineer's problem, not mine.
And Guile, what are you thinking as you're entering this interesting new plane of existence?
Guile Fleur has just realized it's been a while since they've seen like a Panera Bread equivalent, which means that they're way out in the boonies, and so they're just kind of like staying alert, looking around to see if there are any noticeable landmarks as they continue their descent into Avernus.
Yes, as you have remarked upon multiple times during this trip, the number of Bees Apples, a franchise chain that was normally found in the material plane, has tailed off remarkably since you've entered this part of the plains, as it were. So, yeah, and Benji continues writing. I think they're probably... Kathleen, what's Benji up to?
Oh, Benji is scribbling a 15th draft of this and going, it's very hard to truly express what hell is like. I mean, the word hell exists, and it's really accurate, but I feel like it might be overdone. I can't use hell 9 times in a single paragraph.
Yes, next to Benji, you see a thesaurus with a bookmark where hellish is there, and it seems that there are already you've used every single synonym for hell, as it were. Yes, Bee Apple's the worst restaurant in hell, and yet still every infernal dad continues to want to go there, including
The
Greg.
Rancho Goblin Dippers are to die for.
Excellent. So the carriage continues on. You're all pretty familiar with what the chaos and shouting of fans sound like. I mean, this is very common for you in the material plane. It does sound a little bit different in the infernal plane. I mean, a little bit more hissing, but overall, the praise is there, and as bards, all you bask in it inside the very cramped carriage. And eventually you make your way into Abramoch, which is it appears suddenly out of the mountains, almost like a mirage. There are normally, when you enter like a city in the material plane, you start with like little suburbs and like other little houses and things like that, maybe a strip mall or two. Nope, this just appears. There's nothing, and then skyscrapers. So you see enormous hotels. You see spas that are like 90 stories high. There is another casino out there called Fierna's Delight, which has a giant waterfall, and as it steams over the side of the building, you see like other souls and infernal devils like jumping off on bungee cords. And it's overall, not quite what you would expect, but it doesn't seem too bad, at least until you turn the corner off the strip, as it were, and you behold for the first time the location of your assignment, the Prince's Palace. It is an old building, decades, maybe not even decades, maybe millennia old, and obviously also thousands of years out of style. It is almost a Y-shaped building with about 90 stories as well, and the sides, you can see that the paint is kind of fading here. The neon lights that proclaim this to be the Prince's Palace, you see the R kind of flickers in and out, so it recognizes the Prince's Palace maybe, but not quite. And you also see, as the carriage draws up and Bartolomeus gets off with his flat cap, doffs it, and opens the carriage door, you see in front of you, waiting to greet you, 3 figures. You see a rather neat. I guess neat would be the perfect word to describe this character. She is a tiefling with a cute little bob cut, a very nicely pressed pantsuit, and a couple of really lovely horns, some wings. She looks like she knows what she's about, and she looks extremely competent. And you all recognize her as Annie, the person who asked all of you to come here. Next to her is a rather sweet looking demon, no, not demon, devil, excuse me, who is in a pair of overalls and is carrying a basket of pomegranates to welcome all of you. Oh no, that's the wrong one.
Oops.
It's okay. There we go. That's Flora. And as you have all been known in the brief that Annie sent out, Flora is Annie's fiance and has also come here to welcome all of you. The last person appears to be a woman, another devil who looks like someone kind of smushed together Jersey Shore and Stevie Nicks. And this, in fact, would be Martha, Greg's 89th ex-wife and Annie's stepmother. So you all descend from the carriage, and they make themselves known to you. And Annie comes forward to make her greetings.
Oh, thank God. Well, oh wait, no, sorry, I'm a devil. Thank devils, you're here. No, seriously. I have been waiting weeks for you. My wedding is in a week, and this is urgent.
Oh, honey, what can we do for you?
Well, as you can see, I am perfect, but my father is a disaster. He has no confidence. He's lost his archdevil panache. He has given up. And my wedding is important. And despite my father's appearances, devils are very appearance conscious. And how am I supposed to go to a wedding with a dad who looks like he just rolled out of the 5th pit and gave up and went back to bed for several years? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
Martha comes up next to Annie and puts a comforting, very hand on her shoulder with very, very long nail extensions with cheetah print on, and says,
Well, darling, it's actually not that bad. I mean, at least Greg's gonna come to your wedding. I mean, he didn't show up to our wedding. We had to get someone else in to, get a cutout of him and have the ceremony by proxy that way.
As you can see, that if this is the only situation in which it doesn't seem so bad, it's worse than you thought.
Next to Martha, Flora is just sort of shaking her head and eventually comes forward and says, "Hello, my name is Flora. It's so lovely to meet you, and I hope you can help ease my love's nerves. We've got everything pretty much set up, but Annie's relationship with her father is super close, and I just want her to be happy, especially since there are some major business deals on the line. Annie and I kind of want to head up to the material plane for our honeymoon and maybe start a new thing. But of course we need Greg's blessing and my parents' blessing. I'm part of the casino next door, and as all of you turn to look where she's pointing, there's a beautiful casino, hotel, spa, like conglomerate next door. It is the most gorgeous piece of architecture. It looks like something that was commissioned for an Olympics. Brushed chrome, looks like basket weaving. And then the basket weaving looks almost like cut out in flames, and appropriately you see a very elegant sans serif sign on the front of this casino that says flames. And Flora just sort of shrugs and says, "My parents are also really into making sure that appearances count, so it would be nice if Greg stepped it up just a little bit." And Martha kind of sniffs and says, "Well, at least, not send a cutout, even if it is life-size, to the wedding."
Okay. I feel like we're going to have a bit of a work cut out for us. Is Greg? Can we meet Greg?
Oh, yeah, Greg's actually inside. We thought it would be good to, like, have him wait for you inside. We told him not to do anything. We told him not to touch anything. He owns the hotel and the casino, but, like, you know, I just hope he doesn't get into mischief for, like, the 5 minutes we left him in there. But yeah, he's inside. We just felt like we should probably prepare all of you first. Is that okay?
Pardon me, and just.
Oh, you're so fluffy. Oh, look at your toe beans.
The humidity is terrible, but I'm thriving.
Oh, well, that's just lovely. Perhaps later we should go out for a manicure.
Speaking of thriving, the algorithm right now is not. Can I get the Wi-Fi password?
Oh yeah, here. Oh, and Flora says, Annie, can you get her the password? We do have good Wi-Fi down here. I mean,
Yeah.
or else we can't
thank
get like
God.
the apps. We can't get the gambling apps to work as well if we don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the password is please stay at Prince's Palace, don't leave, and go next door.
Martha says, "Oh yeah, since you're staying for a week, we decided that you can all stay here at the Prince's Palace for free. Yes, please don't go next door. We really need the bodies, and by bodies I mean like live ones, like you. We're not gonna kill you. It's a contract thing."
She takes out a long cigarette holder and starts smoking.
So with that, are y'all ready? Do you have your luggage? Oh, I see Bartolomeus is getting your luggage,
And indeed, he's this like ancient looking old devil, and he's just carrying like all of your luggage. Rada, you've brought your home gym with you, I think, right? And weights. So there's just like an elliptical like on top of it. He's just sort of bringing it down.
I guess in that case, let's bring you in.
And so Martha, Annie, and Flora escort you to the revolving golden. Well, they would be golden if they weren't so slightly tarnished. I mean, you'd think gold wouldn't tarnish, but it does here for some reason. Probably because the air smells so sad. And as you go through the opaque revolving doors, you see in front of you an enormous 12-foot archdevil, whose size would immediately be terrifying to you, as well as his enormous wings, if he wasn't wearing, a Hawaiian shirt and some cargo pants and a pair of Birkenstocks with some really thick, like the thickest, whitest calf socks you've ever seen in all of your days. In his hand is what looks kind of perhaps to be a can of something, maybe Pabst Blue, you're not really sure. And as he turns around with his enormous frame, he says,
"Oh, it's so nice to meet all of you. Annie, are these the people you said were gonna help get me a tux?"
Yes, Dad, absolutely. They're here to help you get a tux and maybe a few other things in the next week before the wedding. These are the best bards in the material plane. Just because I love you so much and I believe in you, Dad.
"Oh, well, honey, that's so sweet. That makes one of us. Yeah.
and Martha just kind of shakes her and says,
"Sweetheart, it's not me your heart broken over, but by the way, can I get my shoes back? You said you put them in a closet here, and I haven't gotten them back yet. But if you could, there's a bunch of Louboutins, and if I could get those back."
Yeah, you can totally have them back. Just, they might be a little tear stained, but it is fine. It's fine. Yeah, fine. I'm fine. Anyway, it's nice to meet all of you. By the way, I have a surprise. Come with me. Come downstairs.
And this massive hulking devil starts walking towards what looks like a marble and, again, tarnished gold banister downstairs. Around you, you can all see a bunch of slot machines that are just covered in dust. The ones that aren't covered in dust, you see like several souls just sort of like kind of hunched over, some pachinko machines as they continuously just pull the slot, feed it money, and none of them even acknowledge you. They just continue to pull slot machines, see the various wheels run, and then occasionally one of them just sort of falls asleep in front of their machine, while another soul comes over, shoves that soul out of the way, sits down, and basically starts the whole routine all over again.
Ha! Capitalism!
Can I have a quick aside with Benji for a second?
Go for it.
Yeah. Hey, Benji, I've been in a lot of casinos in my time, and this is the saddest. This is... I feel like I'm getting more depressed just standing here. It's... If I didn't know better, I would say it was abandoned. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm running out of adjectives for tacky and sad. Maybe I should have brought a second volume of my thesaurus.
We got a lot of work to do.
Clarissa, what are you writing as your tweet, or as your bitter tweet?
This whole place is #Saki. That's what the kids do now. You just like combine two words to create new words.
Excellent. I'll put that in my article, but also with an asterisk explaining that for the uncool bards of the world.
Well, But
yes.
Ew.
Yeah, the blackjack tables have a layer of grime and dust combined together to create some kind of foul layer of ointment over it. It's just sort of gross and greasy. And as you descend the staircase, you begin to hear the interesting drumming tones of something. And Greg says, "Oh wait, not yet, hold your horses, not yet." And you all descend into what looks like an entire basement tiki bar. The size, it has the same footprint of the floor upstairs, so it is perhaps maybe the largest tiki bar you've ever seen. And with it at first glance, like the rest of this place, it seems perhaps rather not bad. Like, there is a waterfall, there's there are some plants kind of growing, there looks like maybe a couple of palm trees. Over in the corner you see that there's actually a tiki bar, a rather large one, with a thatched roof and a really kind of just ennui-ridden bartender who looks like they're just polishing a glass, and looks like they've polished that glass like a bunch of times. You see that actually where the cloth is touching the glass has already been worn down several times, like within like a razor's edge. And then he just looks at it, sighs, puts it aside, takes another glass, and begins polishing yet another one to a fine razor edge finish. In the back you also see there's one of those slushy machines with what looks like a Mai Tai mix inside a Mai Tai Garita, which is it says Mai Tai Garita, which is a Mai Tai margarita blend. Why don't you all roll perception for me?
Are we in hell or Florida?
All right, can I get those numbers?
26 with a natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
nothing.
D&D Beyond.
I got a 2. I don't even think my eyes can focus anymore looking at this.
22.
14.
I got a 17. I'm pretty sure we're in Florida.
So let's start with Xylex. Xylex, on a nat 20, you see past the trappings of this place. You look and you see the stucco of the rocks are actually chipping. Those aren't real rocks. Those are just like sad looking foam things that someone painted gray. And even then, they're looking real bad. Those are fake plants. Not only that, they're faded and they have dust all over them. And as you look closer at the tiki bar, you notice that there's actually a little family of imps living in the thatch. One of them actually goes out and then lowers its butt over the My Tigerita machine and takes a very small poo, which falls into the My Tigerita machine. The rest of you notice most of those things except for the imp pooping into the My Tigerita.
Well, what do you think? This is my pride and joy. This is where I spend a lot of my time when I'm not in the penthouse. You know, with Martha's shoes.
By the way, Martha, Annie, and Flora have not gone down with you. They bid you adieu up on the entrance and have gone their way. So you're just there with Benji and with Greg.
I would love to have an aside with Benji right now.
Benji's on it. 1 second.
So, this is a great example of a trend that was huge in the middle of the last century. And it can work. It can work. It can be fun, but not like this. This is cheap and sad, and it looks like it was the result of a hasty renovation that just has not been kept up. And I'm really interested to see what's underneath all of this. Because if Greg loves this, then maybe it's something we can work with. And if it's just something that he has kind of grown into, then maybe we can do something better with this space. But that My Tigerita machine, we need to burn that and then re-burn that.
All right. Destruction is the only option. Got it. Thank you. That's going right into the article.
Gail, you actually notice, as the second highest perception, that there is actually a very large... So there's the waterfall basically cascades into a very large pool. And in the pool, you see a single soul flailing around and around and around and says, "Hello! Hi! Hi there! Hi!
Hello! Are you stuck?
I've been stuck in this swimming pool for 2,000 years.
Oh, that's...
They didn't put in a banister or steps, and I just thought that I should jump in because it looked cool. I had a lot of My Tigeritas that day.
Oh my... Do you need a hand?
Wow. Wow, you do that? I made friends with the giant devil squid in the pool. But I think that he would like it if he had more space. So if you want to help me out.
Oh, me? This place, no. Antoine? And Guile summons his assistant, Antoine. I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant.
Nice.
and have the Unseen Servant just throw a rope at them.
So what does Antoine look like?
Antoine is kind of like a little rabbit marionette, but the strings where you would have like the marionette stick isn't there. It's his magic.
Nice. So go ahead and roll a strength check for me for your Unseen Servant.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it has a strength of 2, so do with that what you will. Let me do a base d20. So that will be a total of 11.
The soul is not, it's a soul, so they don't weigh very much. But as Antoine hauls this poor soul that's been swimming around in this swimming pool for over 2,000 years, the top, all of you have only seen the very top of this soul as it's been floating, But as they come out, they say, "Well, I've been treading water for 2,000 years." And as they come back out, you see that the back part of this soul is swole as heck.
Dang.
Just like
The
little
chunkiest thighs. Really strong.
Put your back into it, Antoine. They're thick.
Antoine just sort of doesn't say anything, but clearly is like straining to get this soul out of the pool. And the soul finally comes out and says, "Well, thank you. Do I owe you now? Do you owe me now? Is there a contract you'd like me to sign?"
No. Up in the material plane, we call that generosity.
Oh, generosity.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that.
Actually, can I have an aside with Benji for a second?
Benji is ready for your hot takes.
So actually, I'm drawing up a contract right now for this person because we can definitely monetize this kind of workout content, and I think it's really the kind of thing that people need. I think we can make some content about this. I'm seeing an entire sleet of BooTube videos for it. I think we can make it work.
I think if anyone can, you can, Clarissa.
Actually, before you leave, if I could just get your name and your blood type and your zodiac sign, and can you sign on page 4, 6, and 12?
Also, click every box that's a bike, so we know you're not a robot.
Oh, okay. My name is Susan, and I can absolutely sign all the things, and in a practiced hand, clearly, because this is a lawful evil plane, and everyone signs contracts all the time. Susan gets to a dripping wet, swollen leg. Susan signs all of the paperwork necessary, and she says, oh, okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go lie down. Is that okay? Is that permitted? I didn't actually read everything.
I need 5 videos from you before you can lie down. But then, yeah, sure.
Oh.
We value breaks and special, you time. But first, we gotta get that grind out first.
Oh, okay. Well, just let me know when you're filming. I guess I'll just stand here.
Yep.
And they stand there. They
Perfect.
just stand there, looking very, very weak up top and very, very strong everywhere else.
They're cropped from the bottom down. We got it.
You just see a pair of legs show up on Bluetooth.
Fans.
Oh, it's already on TikTok.
Oh, excellent. So with that, Greg comes over and says, like, "Oh, thanks for getting Susan out. I wanted to before, but it looks like she was having such a great time. Just swimming with old Pokey there, the devil squid. Yeah. But come with me. I've got a bunch of Mai Tigeritas for all of you." He's got a tray full of Mai Tigeritas in glasses. There's like a piece of pineapple and like some umbrellas with horns on.
I take mine and I just like wham into a plant. Oh, refreshing.
Oh, they're actually fake plants. They don't need watering. I thought fake plants were cool because they didn't need watering. That's why I replaced all the plants here with fake plants. Do you want another Mai Tigerita?
Sure.
Oh, here's another one!
I wait until his back is turned this time.
Do the rest of you take Mai Tigeritas?
I
Thinking
know
about it.
I know everything here vaguely smells of poop, but this vaguely smells of poop plus 1. It's slightly more stinky. I don't want to drink this.
Okay, you're the food expert. What is
Yes.
both a Mai Tai and a margarita and a Mai Tai margarita?
Well, I assume here it's some type of beverage as a source of satiation so you can lubricate yourself both socially and in your mouth parts. However, there is some tad of a tropical fruit, an ammonia mixture. Is
The-
this guano?
The imp family pops
Exotic.
out The imp family pops out of the thatch and chimes in.
Oh, that's me. Hi. We're valued contributors.
Oh, hey! How's it going up there? Greg waves to the imp family.
Oh, not bad, Greg. You know.
What's in the recipe of the Mai Tai Garita?
Oh, I mean, I would ask, our bartender there, Mike, but he has taken a vow of silence and has sworn to take the secret to his grave. So, yeah, I guess. What say you, imps? By the way, if you want to pay rent at some point, that would be cool. But you don't have to. It's fine.
Cool. We're going to keep not paying rent then. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine with me.
The secret ingredient is my Tigerita powdered mix. Water from the pool for extra tang. A little bit of squid love. And a lot of whatever we put in there.
Okay, squid love. Wait,
I can really taste that love.
I'm going to try it.
Okay. Is anyone else gonna try it?
I gave up processed sugars a long time ago.
I've
tried
drinking
it.
literal swamp water and it tasted better than that.
So, Rada, you take 2 points of poison damage and you are not poisoned. Well, with that, Greg says, well, I'm glad someone enjoys it as much as I do. And he chugs down a pitcher of this Mai Tai Garita, puts it down, and then wipes his mouth with the back of his hand and says, all right, well, now to show you what I've been wanting to show off for so many years. Come with me. And he walks away from the pool towards what looks like kind of like an indoor thatched tiki style gazebo, but this is not your backyard wedding gazebo. This gazebo is like a concert hall, but also a gazebo. And seated in front of you are at least 500 souls, each with their own individual pair of bongos, grinning and waiting to perform, I suppose, for all of you in their somewhat incorporeal forms. And one of them drifts up to Greg and says, hey, bossy, are you ready? This is the group, right? He's like,
Yes, these are the 5 greatest bards or whatever that my daughter brought to get me a tux. I thought you should perform for them, show them what you've been up to. So yeah, if you want to get on that.
Okay, let's do it.
And so one of this particular guy Soul goes over and he's like, wait, and then he turns back and says,
Oh wait, let me check with the union boss. Hey, bongo union boss. Yeah, you ready? We go for this, right? We're getting paid.
Oh, yeah. I got the paperwork. Dan signed the paperwork. We're good to go on this performance.
Oh, good. Dan signed. Oh, good. It's always good when Dan signs the paperwork. All right, let's go.
and immediately all 500 or so souls begin playing. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. All of you take 4 damage from the percussive force of this orchestra, this bongo orchestra.
Meow.
Yeah, we're quite proud of this one. We call this one the crashing wave that rends sinew. All right, hit it, boys.
All right, now all of you make a Constitution save. Remember, Bardic is a thing. 2. Oh, Bardic's not going to help with that.
I got a 16.
Okay.
12.
Uh-huh.
18.
Okay. Who got below a 15? That would be Xylex, Clarissa. Let's see. You take an additional 3 psychic damage from the next number from this giant bongo orchestra.
What?
All right.
I have a nosebleed.
Yes, Silex, your nose starts bleeding. It's a real problem.
All right, who wants to hear our next number?
I don't.
We've got a lot to go through, so
Yeah, maybe we
thank you
could-
so much.
So much
Yeah.
work to do.
Yeah.
it's oh, thank you so much, friends. I just thank you for coming. I appreciate you coming and delighting our guests. It's really fun to have all of you here. Thank you. Goodbye.
And as he wishes the various souls goodbye, they drop their bongo drums and just go, and some of them float to the ceiling and just kind of stay there like abandoned balloons. Some of them just go over to the tiki hut and just start drinking some Mai Tigeritas, and other souls just fall over, start sleeping. It's a terribly lethargic atmosphere. And yeah, Greg turns around and says,
Yeah, so when I signed the contract to get all these souls for my casino, like I thought that perhaps they could maybe go and do stuff on their own, like cleaning and cooking and stuff, but it turns out, I got a lot of complaints because they didn't like cooking and cleaning, so they were like, why not have a bongo orchestra? And I was like, sure, why not? So yeah, that's what all the employees do here now. Gotta say, it's been a lot of fun.
So morale seems low.
How can you say that? Did you see them? They did Rolling Oceans number Opus 2. It was great.
It reminds me a bit of, a symphonic poem for 100 metronomes. It was infernal.
I guess so. I mean, I
It
suppose...
was bad, Greg.
What?
Their
When you
ears are
say-
bleeding, Greg. If you're trying to impress, you don't make ears bleed. Oh, give me another Mai Tigerita.
I don't think bad is entirely fair. That was terrible. No offense.
I've got some other adjectives if anybody needs them.
I just, I just wanted them to be happy. You know how it is, like when you're running your own business and, you're just trying to make ends meet, but if, your employees don't like you, then what's the point? Like, what's the point of anything?
Well, now no one likes you, just to be clear.
he just
I'm
starts
pretty
weeping. He just starts weeping as you mentioned that. He just starts weeping immediately.
I knew that was true, but I thought maybe Annie liked me ever since her mom left. I'm so lonely. And
Oh, Greg, I can tell that your daughter loves you. I know that for sure. Because she would have not gone through the effort and expense of bringing us down here to help you if she did not. We are here to help you. We are here to make sure that you are your very best for her wedding, which is in 7 days.
wait, it's the 7 days? I thought it was the 7 months.
Nope, 7 days.
Oh, well,
The 24-hour ones.
I can just get the cutout. That's what I did for my last
Nope.
wedding.
No
can't I do
no
the
cutout.
cutout?
Not for your daughter's wedding. You have to be present and look great for your daughter's wedding.
I could stick a Roomba under it so we can have her walk down the aisle.
Let's see that as a backup plan. Just in case.
Wait, are we all just gonna miss out on the fact that he has a Roomba and apparently it just isn't going? Where's the Roomba? Get it out! Can we...
Clarissa, make a perception check.
12.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see what looks like a sentient Roomba over in the corner with a couple of empty My Tigerita glasses next to it.
It's just like bonking into the
It's just
wall
bonk-
over
yeah, it's
and
just-
over again.
It's just bonking into the side of the bar.
I don't know what I expected, but it should have been exactly that.
I mean, it's not that bad.
As Greg dries his eyes, he takes what looks a lot like a black high-heeled pump out of his cargo shorts and wipes his eyes with it, and then puts it back into his pocket. And he says,
Well, I mean, that's why, I brought in Dan, Pedanterax. Like, he's kind of my right-hand devil man. Dan, get down here. Dan,
Yeah, so
alright, these are the bards my daughter brought in, Annie brought in to, like, help me get attacks and stuff.
they look exceptionally brave, sir.
Yeah, I mean, but, yeah, Dan, like, everyone's happy here, right?
For certain contractual obligation versions of happy, yes, sir. Speaking of contractual obligations, you do need to sign this. I have an invoice from the Bongo Orchestra.
Oh, yeah, no, it's totally fine. Do you have a pen, or do I need to do this in blood again? It's totally fine if I gotta do blood, but, like...
Blood, you know what, blood, I don't have a pen on me, sir. Blood is fine, yes. And could you sign
okay.
this for
Yep.
delivery of more My Tigerita mix?
Yep,
Hand
This for the
Greg my
sheet
pen.
bleaching, and then this one here.
Greg disregards your pen, takes his finger, pricks it on the edge of his horn, and then just starts signing things within his blood.
okay, got this one, and I don't know why you keep doing these things in triplicate, Dan. I mean, like, it's just you reading them, right?
So we have paperwork standards.
Okay.
Do you need anything else? I do have to get back to the ledgers, sir.
Sure, do you want a My Tigerita? On the house? On the house, Dan?
I will take it to go, sir. Thank you, sir. Good, okay.
Yeah, take it to go. Take this whole pitcher. Just take it.
Just shoves a pitcher right in his little arms.
So generous. Goodbye, sir.
All right, bye, Dan.
And he does like a thing where he just sort of like smacks Dan on the back like that bro sort of way. And as he does so, Dan's pen, which he had in his ear the whole time, flies off of his head. Dan kind of glares at Greg and then just heads back up and sniffs with his My Tigerita pitcher.
Yeah, that's Dan. Yeah.
So I think this is actually a great time for us to take a quick break. So when we return, we'll figure out what the plan is for Greg and how to make him just a little bit better. See you in a bit. Welcome back. So it seems that our bards have found themselves in a rather not so tropical basement with a somewhat sniffling and slightly weeping Archdevil to take care of. So Greg, again, he takes out the sodden pump, clearly one of Martha's shoes, wipes his eyes again, puts it back in his cargo pants and says,
Well, do you want to, like, see the rest of the place? See what or not, we can have...
To is a strong phrase, but eventually need to?
Yeah,
we
Yes.
need to see what we're
we
working
have the
with
time
here.
for that, absolutely. Let's take the grand tour, Greg.
I
Show
don't
us
want to go
everything.
anywhere that's worse than this place. Just so we're all on the same page.
I like this place. This is where I spend most of my time.
It shows.
Oh, okay.
It sure does.
But I think we also need to see your personal space and like what you're working with for wardrobe and food, and how you take care of yourself. How does Greg spend Greg time?
Oh, okay. Well, come with me. And he walks all of you over to an elevator. Again, made out of the floor is kind of a dingy marble. It would be a nice marble tile if it wasn't covered in grime. You can see as Greg walks into the elevator made of tarnished gold, he assumes you can see that there's a clear set of like hoof prints where he would stand every single day as he descends from the penthouse to the tiki bar. And as he walks in, his body habitually gets into that position and his hooves go in and he's like, oh, right, sorry, I'm a little bit, maybe we can all cram in here, or I can like move this slightly. I can, you know what, I'm just gonna go against the wall here. Yeah,
if we
come on in.
If we can get him out of that divot, that's a good first step.
It's a good metaphor.
First
let's get in
then
there.
the run.
I just sort of like elbow my way up next to him. It's like, all right.
Hey, so everyone's in, let's go. And he pushes the button for the penthouse. And the elevator music starts playing. It's somewhat, it's basically your average like bossa nova tunes, but occasionally you hear a static and you hear, welcome to the Prince's Palace, the most luxurious casino resort here on a Phlegathon. Be sure to stop in for our burlesque routine. Bongos with a Z. It's not just one Z, it's Z, Z, Z. That's right. Welcome to Prince's Palace, the most luxurious. It just repeats itself again and again as you ascend in this little elevator. And Greg says, "Oh, sorry about that. We used to have a burlesque review, but they all didn't want to be burlesque people anymore, so that's kind of how the bongo orchestra got started, actually." Ooh, and the elevator comes into what looks like it would be it would be a beautiful view of Legathos and Abramoch, but really it's like you can barely see the outside through all this like dingy, dirty glass. But in between all the grime, you can kind of see like, oh yeah, that is it. You can see the Golden Beholder from here. You can see the Wizard's Tower. Maybe if we cleaned it up a little bit, like it looks like maybe there are some bones, really good bones underneath all this detritus, as it were.
Oh, you can see all the way to Waterdeep down there.
Ah, yes. Oh yeah, Waterdeep. Yeah, I asked if they wanted to rent my orchestra, and they were like, no.
Oh, that's their loss. Or ours.
Is there a cleaning staff here?
Oh, yeah, like I said, they wanted to go join the orchestra, so, you know, I want to make everyone happy, so they're part of the orchestra.
Can I have a
Welcome
minute
to
with
Prince's
Benji?
Palace, the most luxurious casino resort.
What's up?
So I'm thinking we need to burn every bongo that we see. Every single one. I think we
Excellent.
need to burn the bongos.
Noted.
I'll
Do you
bring
have a
this-
plan? Are you? What if they don't want to have their bongos burned? Are you going to convince them?
Well, yeah, yes, but maybe if the bongos just get... What if the bongos just were burned?
The
Skip
bongos became burned.
We'll
Excellent.
just skip the middle step. The bongos
Right.
just go from being bongos to being burning bongos, and then they go from burning bongos to no longer bongos. Want isn't really a factor.
Bada bing,
Hopefully.
bada
Maybe.
bongo.
Yeah,
But it
bada
done.
bongos is basically what I'm hearing. Yeah. Burning bongos.
Excellent.
Put a pin in that one.
So finally, the elevator gets to the very, very, very top. Got stopped by bongos with 3 Z's. Bongos, Z, Z, Z. And the doors open to what should be a really elegantly appointed lobby. Again, continuing with the marble and gold theme. This time the gold has kind of like a rococo sort of look to it, but instead of cherubs, there's like little fat baby devils. There's also, but there, it's just covered in grime. Actually, as you walk into the lobby from the elevator, you see that there's a couple of grimy looking boxers hanging from a couple of these little sculptures, from like a gilded pitchfork. You also see several food dining carts, the kind that food service would use, just sort of like piled around here, like an abandoned shopping mall. Or no, abandoned like grocery store. You'd see them kind of just hanging out there. And Greg just it's actually surprisingly dark up here. And Greg says, "Oh, sorry about this. I didn't realize we'd be going up here. Let me just move this out of the way." And his big, giant, strong arms just sort of goes in and pushes them out to the side. And he says, so this is, you know how it is, mi casa is su casa, my home is your home, make yourselves at home, as it were. These are my digs, or I think Annie once said, like, a crib, maybe, but I mean, she's my only baby, so, like, I don't know what she's talking about, so you walk into this area. It smells terrible. It not only is the reek of desperation and sadness more concentrated up here, it's also combined with a kind of infernal body odor, which, as we all know, is at least 20 times more potent than material plane body odor. So you walk in, you see like boxers and various like abandoned socks, and also like half-eaten burgers and takeout containers just strewn everywhere. There's a little credenza, and actually if y'all could make a quick perception check or investigation check for me.
I got a 15.
18.
7 on a 1.
I got a 12.
Who got the 18?
I got a 19.
19? Oh, Palm, you walk in and you immediately see in front of you just the worst disaster. Like it's just someone who's clearly given up on life and getting better. But as you walk through, something catches your attention with the corner of your eye. You see a little painting in a little like silver frame, a little oval frame. Unlike the rest of the items here, this one actually looks like it's maintained. Like the silver isn't tarnished, it's shiny. The glass is isn't grimy. There aren't any like handprints or anything like that on that. And underneath you see a family portrait, and it looks like there's, it looks like one with Annie, like a baby Annie who was just born. You see her in the arms of what looks like a rather moody looking elf woman, and with his arms around all of them is a rather proud looking Greg, beaming and clearly in better days. He looks like he's in better shape, and just overall like a happier individual.
Greg, I've noticed that this is the only nice thing in here. The only thing
lobby?
Yes. The only thing that doesn't make me sad. Can you tell me about this photo, this painting? Why this seems to have been the only thing cleaned ever?
I just, let me well, let's go inside and I'll explain.
And so he takes the rest of you into the apartment, and it is a rather large place. It's a penthouse, so again, there would be amazing views if the windows were ever cleaned, but they're not. You see a lot of like what look like little imp poos stuck to the side of the windows. The kitchenette is an absolute travesty. There would be a stove maybe, or a kitchen island if you could get past all of the takeout containers, and what look like some delivery boxes and whatnot. And he takes you into what would be the living room, which again is covered in detritus and various dirty pieces of clothing. Greg leans over and he clears off some space off of a couple of kind of lazy boys and those giant soft couches that would immediately like absorb you if you sit down upon them. He just kind of shoves a bunch of things aside and motions for all of you to sit down as he has the portrait in his hand.
Yeah, take a seat. I suppose this does require some explaining. Yeah.
Galf walks around in the circle, just kind of kneads the floor a bit, and just kind of sits down on a chair.
Prada's going to like the barest amount of butt sit on one of the arms of the couches, touching like as little surface area as possible, but still technically has taken a seat.
Yeah, Xylix basically does the same thing on the opposite arm of the couch.
I'm following this new leg day routine that says I can't ever sit down ever, so I'm gonna stand.
Oh, okay. To each their own. You know, I just want you to be happy.
Palm, do you want to use your power at all, or are you gonna save it?
Let me save it.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, just as a heads up, all of our bards do have homebrew powers, and you should definitely, if you want to use them, you can, but they're fun. So Greg sits down in an armchair that, like the floor of the elevator, is clearly sculpted to his form after several thousands of years of use. It envelops him. He fits into it like it's just like a mold and a jelly into a mold. And he takes the photo, looks at it, and he says,
"Well, I suppose it all started when I fell from heaven, like 5,000 years ago. I was just, really angry at the time. We weren't getting super great benefits, and I was like, yeah, we should definitely get better dental, and I just kind of fell in the wrong crowd, and they let me go, and I literally was thrust out of heaven, and I fell into the Infernal Planes, and I kind of, that's when I started Princess Palace. This is actually the oldest casino resort in Abermawk. I met up with Fiona, and she was like, yeah, do your thing. You were once the Prince of Heavenly Wrath, and now you can be like the CEO of Casino Good Times. I was like, seems good. And, thousands of years went by, and I always, tried my best to find a good partner, and then I found her. And his voice cracks a little bit. He says, Moon Silver, she came down here to slay me, and our eyes met across the flaming battlefield, and I immediately dropped to one knee, and I proposed. And she said that when she said yes, after sticking her rapier into my left thigh, I may be the happiest devil in the world. And he starts crying.
I prestidigitate a Kleenex.
Thank you. Yeah, Xylix,
I'm patting his shoulder.
His enormous devil shoulder.
But maybe his back, somewhere up there. Just like,
And Moonsilver is Annie's mother?
Yeah, Moonsilver, we were happy for a while, for like a century, and eventually, we had Annie, and Annie's been wonderful. She's been taking care of me, but Moonsilver felt like hell wasn't like dark enough for her, like she was looking for something a little bit more like, grim. And I was like, you can't get more grim than hell, sweetheart. I mean, you could descend further.
Did you show her the room we were in before? Because I can't think of much more grim. I think that's it.
Oh, I mean, I used to be a lot better back in the day. I mean, like, when I still had my angelic physique, I was working out, but Moonsilver she just left. I just woke up to a cold spot in our infernal king-size bed. And just left me with Annie. Annie wasn't more than like a toddler, and I just raised her myself, but sometimes it feels more like she's raising me nowadays. But and Martha, she tried a lot. She's my 89th partner, and Moonsilver was my 88th. But Martha she deserved better. I when she decided she wanted a divorce, I said yes, and it was no hard feelings, but yeah. And even though you've prestidigitated a Kleenex, Greg reaches from under the lazy boy and grabs what looks like a tan high heel this time, and blows his nose inside the high heel.
Greg, do you always have footwear on your person?
It's just, it just reminds me of the pointy shoes reminds me of Moonsilver's ears, and they were just so nice to snuggle with. And
may I have an aside with our stenographer fan? Listen, I have seen many things in my day. One of the most depressing is someone who can't let go. I remember one time I was tasked with creating a ravioli. The meats inside the pastry couldn't be of anything of natural. It had to come from the elemental plane of Earth. What was I talking about again? Oh, yes. Can I have another My Tigerina, please?
Oh, no!
Kyle, how many My Tigerinas have you had?
I have a plan.
All right, I need to roll poison damage for you. Take 2 poison damage, and you're poisoned. Both of you, Rana and Kyle, you both need to get like medical attention at some point, because this is not great.
I'm going to excuse myself and go back to that kitchen, right?
Okay, sure. You go into the kitchen. The kitchen's dark. Just see like boxes everywhere. You can smell the smell of like rotting food and staleness and sadness.
And I'm going to start a little mini project right here.
Awesome.
I'm going to spend a couple of minutes, not too long, a little bit under 15, just preparing something using the leftovers from the takeout. And I would like to use my special ability to also create an improvement on the drinks.
Yes, go for it.
Along with the pate, so that this doesn't cause any other tummy issues. And this is my little fancy feast. Any creature that partakes is cured of poison and disease. It gains advantage on wisdom saving throws. It becomes immune to poison and disease. It gains 1d10 temporary hit points. And Gal brings this back out to everyone and just gives a little bit to Greg.
Yeah, you have you bring out the cut crystal platter that you have with you always for the spell. It is a necessary component.
My Aguilera plate.
Oh, what? Go ahead and roll a d10
All right.
to determine the temporary hit points.
Ha! 0. That's a 10.
All right, everybody gets 10 temporary hit points. That does not stack on top of your normal hit points. There's just a separate container of hit points, by the way. Awesome. So, yeah, you bring out your beautiful, you throw together, you find like some anchovies that were like set aside from a pizza. You find a surprisingly still okay avocado, some chicken liver spread, and somehow with your culinary genius, you're able to put this all together with some creme fraiche. And, yeah, you make this beautiful pate, and it has like that beautiful little like curved cut avocado garnish on top, and and Greg perks up a little bit as he wipes his eyes with the pump and he says, oh, what wonderful, this is amazing, thank you.
I wanted to offer you a new experience in exchange for something else, Greg.
Sure, what can I do for you?
Every time you give me one of those shoes, willing to let it go, I'll give you another pate like this the next day.
I don't know,
He looks at the tiny shoe. Well, it's not tiny, it's a normal shoe, but in his big meaty devil hands. It looks very small. And he's just like,
I just don't know if I can, kind of.
I put my paws around his hand, and I just say, "It takes time, Greg."
I'm gonna have Greg make a willpower. I guess what's the best kind of way to go about it? I'm gonna have him make a wisdom saving throw to see if he can do this. Do any of you want to give him Bardic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I'll give him Bardic Inspiration.
What's your Bardic die?
Die 6. So
6.
4.
That's a 22 altogether, which is great because I put the DC at 20. This is really hard for Greg. Greg sniffles, wipes a tear from his eye without using his hand and not the pump, and delicately puts the pump in your paw.
Thank you.
This was all you, Greg. This was all you.
Oh man, thank you so much. Do you wanna? I guess. Here. Why don't you take this one too? And he gives you the black pump from earlier from his from his pocket.
From pocket.
The pocket pump.
This is my walking around pump.
Oh, okay. Here. Oh. Good on you, Greg. Good on you.
Now, normally I would be all about having an extra, more sensible pair of shoes in your pocket for whenever you need them, but tissues maybe this time.
Well, tissues. I mean, they don't have the same absorbency as you know the fine water deep leather that Martha uses for her shoes.
Okay, so we'll get you bougie tissues.
Get you a nice handkerchief.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, maybe I should show you where the rest of the shoes are. Do you want to go look at the
Yeah,
shoes?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So he stands up. He kind of extricates himself with a slight sucking sound from the lazy boy and walks in a rather burly fashion towards the bedroom. So you all follow him into his bedroom. It's large, as to be expected, and there is an enormous bed in the middle of this this bedroom. It's a four-poster. It's got like red velvet curtains. At least they would be red if they weren't faded to a really unflattering salmon. And there's like some gold tassels, which again, how does gold tarnish? It does here. You don't know. And there's just clothing strewn everywhere. There's also just half-eaten remains of meals. There's like some donuts over in a corner, some stale donuts. There's like a half-eaten hoagie, a chopped cheese in a corner. And Greg, again, in his rather characteristic way now, just like takes his hands and just like puts everything to the side to kind of clear a path a la Moses for all of you through the trash.
I'm just gonna like pop back to the kitchen to see if I can find a garbage bag or something and just start, as we're going through this, just start like tossing stuff in. Clothes, food, doesn't matter.
All right, Rada, go ahead and give me a perception check. Or investigation check, whichever you prefer.
An investigation is an 18.
You do find a box of what look like garbage bags of holding.
Excellent.
They're not as resilient as normal bags of holding, but they do hold up to 500 pounds of garbage.
Oh, great. I'm just going to go to town. I'm just going to start just arm sweeping everything straight into the bag.
Yep. Awesome. So you do that, and in the meantime, Greg, so I assume you're like at the very, you're kind of behind everyone else?
Yeah, I'll be at the back.
Okay. Can you all describe to me what order all of you are in as you're following Greg in the bedroom?
Oh, this is always great when the DM asks that question.
I'll take the lead.
Okay. Great.
I'll be second.
Okay.
Palm is large, so I'm gonna be behind him.
I'll go third.
He'll help clear a little bit of a space.
Perfect. So as Greg walks towards the closet, he says,
Yeah, back when Martha was sharing her life and clothes, or her shoes with me, I just couldn't let them go right away, so I let her keep her insane amount of shoes in my closet. Here we go. Let's just. Oh, good, Rada, you found the garbage bags of holding. That's good. I thought I had lost them. Good to know. Okay.
so he flings open the closet door, and 5 imps immediately rush out, and they're very irate. They're like,
We were living in here. What the heck? What the hell? I mean, we were just like,
and let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
All right.
All right. $11.
Okay.
I have 18.
9.
Okay.
10. I was looking at my phone.
I got a 19.
Okay, so just a second. I'm entering you all into this nifty tracker initiative thingy. So Clarissa, you were 19 or?
I was 18.
18. Palm?
9.
9. Rada?
19.
And Gailv?
10.
10. Okay. Now let me roll for... Perfect. And Imp 1. They don't have names. They're just here to hang out and to scratch your eyes out.
Very rude.
It's kind of their job.
Who are we to get in their way then?
How do I add you? Oh, here we go. There we go. Imp1.
All right, be heroic, everybody. This article hasn't had too many fight sequences yet, so I'm expecting good things.
Will do, Benji.
Stand by for entering stats. Okay.
To make sure my hair is all ready for my close up.
While I'm doing this, what are you all doing to prepare as you see these imps fly out?
Probably drawing a sword.
Nice.
Guile loosens his waistband to allow for some more movement and undoes the top few buttons. And there's like a leather pouch with like a selection of knives ready.
Like a roll, or
Yeah, like on the side, on the flap. You can't see my waist. I'm not wearing it right now. Spoiler at home.
Verada
Okay.
starts tightening up her wrist wraps.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and start with. Oh, I'm not sure why this end of round thing here is here, but it is here. We'll just keep going. So the first to act is Rada, actually.
Yeah, okay. You said 5 imps?
There are 5 imps. So there are a couple of them kind of clumped together on your right. There's a single one that looks like it's heading straight for Greg's face. And there are another 2 to the left.
Okay. I'm going to try and grab the one that's going for Greg's face.
Okay, so you're going to move 15 feet forward, and you're going to try to grab it. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
That's a 19.
The imp...
Or would this be athletics?
Athletics works too.
Cool. That's
okay,
a
so-
23.
Okay, you grab this imp straight out of Greg's face. What do you do with it? Are you going to grapple it, or are you going to...
I'm going to shove it in the bag. It's going in the garbage bag.
All right, it's going in the bag. All right, let me see if the imp can get out of... No, the imp, it failed its strength roll, so yeah, it's wailing and gnashing its teeth goes inside the bag. But the bag does have, it is a garbage bag, even if it is a garbage bag of holding, so it may not necessarily stay in the bag for long, if you know what I mean.
Is it a brand name bag or an off-brand bag? Probably matters, right?
This is Hell Costco brand, isn't it?
No comment. It is not, in fact, it's not very hefty, as it were, as I would say. So yes, you're next.
I could be gladder with this bag.
Yes, it's somewhat glad brand. Cool. So is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Rada?
Bardic Inspiration, I will give it to Clarissa. It's like, all right, you got this. You're up next.
All right, Clarissa, you got a D6 of Bardic Inspiration, so don't forget to use it.
Oh, and also, because I am a College of Valor Bard, it is Combat Inspiration. So in addition to being able to add the D6 to an attack, ability check, or saving throw, you can also add it to your damage or to your AC if you get attacked.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So Clarissa, you are up next. You are currently hiding behind Palm. What would you like to do?
I will step out from behind Palm and attempt to shoot one of the imps. Obviously, I cannot let my adoring fan base down, who have just given me this bardic inspiration.
Go for it.
It doesn't matter which one I aim at. But... All right, I have that is a 13 plus a 4, so 17.
You hit that imp. Which imp are you hitting? There's 2. So Rada hit the one in the middle and stuffed it into a garbage bag of holding.
I'm not trying to penetrate the bag. I don't want to do that.
So you're hitting there's 2 on the left and 2 on the right of Greg.
I will hit one on the left.
Okay, you do that. Go ahead and roll damage.
I will go ahead and roll damage.
Is that piercing damage?
It is a crossbow, so yes.
Okay.
I believe.
So it does have resistance to piercing damage.
Well then. I also have resistance to piercing damage. I'm on Twitter too much. Alright, let's roll. And then I'm going to add the bardic bonus damage.
Nice.
I got an 8 and a 5. 13.
Okay, so this 13, it gets, I believe, halved. So let's take it to, I think, 6. So you absolutely, your crossbow, just impales this thing in its right arm and pins it to the wall. And as it shrieks curses at you, it flails around trying to get the crossbow out of its arm. But for all purposes, it is currently now stuck to the wall. So next,
Pow, 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 get got!
awesome. And this is one of the imps on the right. Okay. Take 6 down to 4.
I might have said left, but I don't think it matters.
Okay, sure. Let's just choose.
You're the DM. It doesn't matter to me. Just tell me which
you're
one
the
I
one who's
pinned.
attacking. You
I'm
tell me.
happier that I just pinned one to a wall.
Okay, so next is so the imp that was right next to the one that you just impaled goes ahead and lets out a cry and says, "This is, how dare you remove us from our home? We made a castle of shoes. We will defend this castle of shoes until our dying breath," and launches itself at Xylex, who just happens to be standing there.
Not the face!
So let's go ahead and see. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, 17's gonna go ahead and hit me there.
All right, it's going to make a... so it hits you for 6 piercing damage, and go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. That'll be a 16.
You pass.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Keep in mind, friends, you do have temporary hit points, so if you're taking hits, take it from your temporary hit points first, and then you can delve into your normal hit points. So it's 10. Oh, wait, 8, right? Oh no, 10, right? You rolled really, really well. Next, the imp that is currently stuck to the wall is going to try to make a strength check to see if it can get itself not stuck from the wall. That is an 8, so it remains stuck to the wall. Xylex, it's your turn. You've got one angry, you've got the imp that just bit you, and then you have one that's stuck to the wall, and you've got 2 on your left. 2 on your right, sorry.
Okay, so this thing bit me.
It did.
With its teeth.
It did. With its tiny teeth. They're surprisingly well kept. Like, these imps may be living in a trash heap, but they still care about dental hygiene.
That's fascinating. Okay, actually, I'm going to use my reaction.
Sure.
No, hold on. That won't work at all. These things probably have fire resistance. You know what? I'm gonna get my stab on. I'm gonna stab this
Would you
thing.
like to make an insight roll to see if they have fire resistance? Sure.
25.
They do not have resist.
Then
Oh,
I
they
will
are
use my-
immune from fire damage.
Immune from fire damage.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, then I will, I'm gonna stab it with my sword.
Okay, go ahead.
12?
12 does not hit, unfortunately.
All right.
As you try to hit with your sword, it actually just knocks the blade out of its way and continues to curse a lot at all of you in the name of the Shoe Castle.
I'm going to use my bardic inspiration
Great.
and give it to Galv.
Speaking of which, you are next.
All right. I'm still right behind Rada. Are the imps like flying
They're flying.
around?
They're flying
Awesome.
around.
I want to piggyback off of Rada's back and go for one of the imps, as if it were a tiny red canary, a spicy canary, if you will.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check as you try to snatch one out of the air.
May I use acrobatics, GM?
You can use acrobatics.
Wonderful. That'll be a 16.
I think a 16 isn't going to do it. They are incredibly fast. They fly 40 feet. They have a speed of 20 feet, so this one dodges out of the way.
But you do have an inspiration die.
I
Do
sure
you have inspiration?
Is this for the roll to jump off of Rada's back or to attack them? I just want to clarify.
Oh, okay. So the roll to attack them, I think, is, yeah.
All right, I will use the additional d6.
Oh, sorry. Was
Cam,
the 12? Was the 16 earlier the acrobatics check?
Mhm.
Okay. No. So you do a flip. You do a flippity flip, and now you can do. Now go ahead and roll attacks. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Cam, can you roll that that bardic inspiration die for me, and I'll add it to the total I get.
2.
Awesome. Galv's gonna use the cat claws instead of the knife. Ooh, that is gonna be a 9 plus 2, 11 to attack.
Fortunately, that does not hit. This little imp flits out of your way and actually moons you as it does so.
I gasp in shock as a bonus action. No, am I?
All right. Next, we've got Palm.
That was the flip.
You're muted.
How many imps are not currently in bags or pinned to walls?
There are 2 on the right that are currently. There's one that's up in. There's one on the left and one on the right that are currently still being alive and flappy. There's one in the back, and there's one that just bit Xylix.
I would like to take a swing of my hammer at the one that bit Xylix.
Okay, go ahead.
That's an 8.
You don't have any bardic?
Nope.
Oh, sadness. All right. You take your big. What are you using? Your hammer?
A light hammer.
You get out your beautiful light hammer that was an anniversary gift from your husband, and you attempt to squish this imp, and instead nearly hit Xylix as you do so.
Not the face.
Killer nearly.
Meanwhile, Greg is just standing there completely befuddled and not sure what to do, so he is pretty much useless for all of combat. He also just like curls up in a little ball on the floor and is like, no, not again, not the imps, not again.
The Prince of Wrath, huh?
Next is the imp on the right. I believe this one was attacking Xylix. It sees that you tried to make a go for it, Palm, and attempts to bite you with its really nice teeth. It's like all of these imps got veneers or something. I'm guessing that an 11 doesn't hit you.
Nope.
Okay, well, it attempts to chomp you with its beautiful, beautiful teeth, and misses completely. Next, the imp in the bag is gonna try to get out of the bag. I'm like sitting here just like, I guess I'm making up stats for a bag on the fly. So let's say that the DC to get out of this bag is like 12 because this is a garbage bag.
All right.
And it is gonna make a strength check to see if it can get out. It has a -2 to strength, and it got a 4, and with a -2, it stays in the bag.
Stop squirming. Whack.
Get me out of here! I hate it! Get me back to my shoe castle! And next we get to Rada. Back at the top.
Okay.
You got one imp in the bag.
Got one in the bag. Cool. There's the one attacking Xylex and Palm, one pinned to the wall and two just sort of flitting around.
Yeah, floating around, they smile in a rather toothy way and like baring their beautiful, perfect teeth, and also occasionally mooning and farting at all of you.
Great. I'm gonna punch one of them.
Which one, on the left or the right?
On the right?
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
All right, go ahead and roll me some
Cool.
double damage.
So that is a D8. Well, those rolls were not great, so that's 4. I did 7.
You gracefully leap into the air with the garbage bag in your other hand, the garbage bag of holding in your other hand, with a squirming imp inside, and you clock this imp on the side of its face, knocking out a few of its perfect, beautiful teeth, and it hits the floor and is actually stunned, so it gets disadvantage. That was 6 damage, right? It looks like it's on its last legs and its last
Cool.
teeth. Clarissa, you are up. Oh, Rada, did you want to do anything else as a bonus action?
No.
Okay.
Not this
Clarissa, you're up
All right.
next.
I am going to come to the defense of my poor Uncle Xylex, who obviously needs me. And I am going to attempt. It's the imp that was attacking him and biting him. It's not like close enough to him that I would risk hitting him if I'm shooting at it.
Well, that depends on how well you roll. And also, Palm is in there too, so.
I
Well,
trust my niece.
If you get
I
a
do
nat
think
one, stuff
I
might happen.
have a lot of bitter followers, and I think I can do this.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I think I rolled well enough. I got a 16 plus. Where's my attack again? Where did it go? Oh, whoops! I'm in spells. D&D Beyond is so fancy. That is a 20. Not natural, but it's a 20.
Yeah, you absolutely hit this. You hit this imp.
Woohoo!
Roll me damage.
Guess I never missed, huh? Okay, let's go.
Just like imp innards.
I got a 6 for damage.
You take out this imp. Describe to me how this imp dies to your glorious, glorious crossbow.
So I take out my crossbow, I aim it, I shoot it, and at the same time, I quick queue up a TikTok, and naturally I just have the song queued up so I can record it at the same time, such that as it hits, I can get the natural recording and then set it to "Shot Through the Heart," and it instantly goes live.
Yep, this one falls and is immediately.
And then afterwards, in reaction, I'm going to take a selfie as a free action.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that takes care of imp number 4. Let me go ahead and take that one out of the.
Can I actually use my bardic inspiration too?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I am going to give it to Cam.
Perfect.
I told you I wouldn't
Thank
hit you.
I believe you.
Oh, I actually mixed up these imps, but I said it was dead, so it's dead now. All right.
Selfie wasn't great.
So I'm gonna make the other one pinned to the wall. Imp number 5 is pinned to the wall. Imp number 5 is currently pinned to the wall and is struggling. Is going to make a roll to see if he can get out of this arrow situation. And it does not with a 10, so it continues to be pinned to the wall. Next, imp number 2 is going to try to make a move and bite Gailv. I'm guessing that a 19 hits. Gailv? Kiss? Oh, it hits? Okay, cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll damage.
There it is. There we are. Hello.
You take 7 piercing damage. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
C'est dommage.
What's your saving throw? Oh, you're
7.
muted. 7.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
I know.
You're going to take 3d6 poison damage. So let me go ahead and roll that.
Wait, what kind of damage?
Poison damage. Oh wait, no, you're immune because of the fancy feast. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
That's just flavoring for me.
You you see this imp come over and chomp on your ear, and you feel something a little bit warm and like spicy trickle down, and you're just like, that's not okay. But you're fine. All right. Oh, go ahead. Oh, Gaio, sorry, I thought you were gonna say something. It's all good. Okay, next is Silex. Go for it.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
They each need to make a dexterity saving throw, and if not, then they have these little lights around them that make them easier to hit.
All right. Does that basically give give a bonus to attack throws?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. Anyone attacking them will have advantage for each one that fails its dex saving throw.
Okay, so I'm going to say that imp number 3 and imp number 5 automatically fail because one is pinned to a wall and the other is stunned on the ground. So you can see them real easy. Imp number 1, that's in the bag. I'm also going to say it fails because it's in a garbage bag. And
You
let
can
me
see
roll
the
for
outline through the bag.
Yes, it's squirming around in there. There's only one moving thing in there, and it's not the Tupperware containers.
In the THACO D&D rules, anything inside of a plastic bag instantly fails the dexterity check. That's in the book. You can read it.
Yeah.
I didn't even make that up.
I guess I'm just giving us wall hacks.
We got that straight from WotC. Yeah.
So, imp number 2 gets a 17.
That passes.
Imp number 4 gets an 18. So they both
That
pass.
also passes.
So 2 and oh no, actually not 4. 4 is dead. Why did I do that? So imp number 2 passes. Imp number 4 is dead and cannot pass anything except into the other life. Cool.
Can go gently into that good night.
Yes. Anything else you want to do, Xylix?
I'm going to cast Healing Word as a bonus action on myself.
Cool. Go ahead and roll for
So
that.
that's going to be die 4 plus 3. Ooh, 6.
Nice.
All right. That's my turn.
All right. Gail, you're next.
That imp bit me.
Yes, imp number 2 bit you.
I don't have a bite attack, but I have a... What?
No, the imp that bit you is dead because Clarissa, that was imp number 4. That was the one that was heading for Xylix and you.
I
That one's
yeeted
dead.
it.
Thank you.
But you still got one imp in the. You've got one imp in the bag. You've got one imp on your right that's still looking pretty great with its shiny teeth and farts. You've got one imp on the ground that's stunned, and you've got one imp that's pinned to a wall.
I will use my skewer for kebabs to attack the imp with the farts.
Go ahead and roll for the farty imp.
Oh no! It was a cocktail on D20. That's gonna be an 8. That's a miss.
That is a miss, unfortunately. Anything else you'd like to do?
You flying cloud of flatulence! I yell at it. And that was my turn.
It blows raspberries at you and farts at the same time. The air just becomes noxious with more imp farts. Next is Palm. You are next to Xylix. You see before you the yeeted dead body corpse of an imp. You see there's a stunned imp on the floor, and there's another one still kind of hanging out on the right that Gaiof just missed.
Is that the one that's farting?
Yes, that's the one that's farting.
I'd like to
Technically,
try
they're all
and
farting.
hit the one that's farting with my hammer.
Okay, go for it.
22.
Oh, you hit that thing. You hit it good.
For 13.
Tell me how you take down this imp how you one-shot this imp with your
Well,
hammer. Does your hammer have a name?
Does my hammer have a name?
Yeah, it was the anniversary gift. from
Ooh,
your
gorgeous
partner.
lovely. Because I couldn't decide which adjective was best to describe it.
Beautiful.
I do a little bit of a wind-up that doesn't hurt my shoulder too much. And not to tear the fabric on my my wardrobe, and I just kind of precisely plop it down, striking the farting imp out of the air.
Your hammer crashes into this farting. It lets out instead of like a normal fart, it lets out like a squeak as your hammer hits it and brings it to the ground, squashing it underneath, and you know, getting a little bit of ichor on Gorgeous Lovely, but it's still looking pretty great though.
I'd like to make a bonus action if possible.
Go for it.
I'd like to rub whatever imp guts that got onto Gorgeous Lovely onto some amount of discarded clothing nearby in Greg's room.
You pick up an old t-shirt and you manage to wipe that off pretty good. So Gorgeous Lovely is returned to its previous lovely state. All right. Next is the stunned imp number 3. It's going to try to not be stunned and get off the ground. It manages to get out of it and gets to its feet. It isn't in the air, but it is on its feet. Excuse me. Ooh, burp. Imp number 1 is in the bag and will continue to try to get out of the bag. It rolled a 2 with a -2 to its strength. It gets a 0, and we move on. Rana, go ahead.
Cool. I got this perfectly good bag. I'm gonna try and grab the stunned one that's right in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 23 athletics.
You grab
To grab.
that.
Great, it's going in the bag too.
Okay, it's gonna try to resist you. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. That's a 6.
Great. Is there a window in this bedroom?
There could be. There is definitely several windows that have not been washed in forever. With a cursory glance, you can kind of sense that it might be a bit of a trial to open.
How much of a trial would it be to break?
Not too much, given your strength.
Cool.
But-
I'm gonna make my way over to the window.
Okay, cool. You make your way over to the window. Now that imp number 3 is in the back. Bagging imps, having a good time. So Clarissa, what are you? There's an imp that's pinned to the wall with your crossbow.
Well, I feel a little bit like it'd be easy to hit, but
It would be.
I don't think I'm strong enough to like pull it off the wall and like chuck it into the garbage bag. I mean, does it count as like being prone or like?
Yeah, it's basically prone.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm going to. How far is it? Can I cross like the sea of
this is
discarded waste?
Yeah,
to
I mean,
get
this
to
is
where
all
the imp
happening
is?
within like a 15-foot, like, you're all like huddled in front of the closet.
I assume it counts as like walking over rough terrain because there's so much crap on the ground. Right?
You're fine.
But yes,
Greg has cleared a path.
I am going to go over there, and I am going to. I'm gonna go grab that imp off the wall.
Awesome. And you do so. Let's go ahead and so are you going to be basically grabbing it with your strength or athletics?
I will grab it with my.
You could also just kill it. Like
I could also just kill it. That's probably smarter. Yeah, I'm just gonna stab a dagger into it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me.
Just knifey knife it.
Roll me that attack with advantage.
I got an 8. Plus whatever the
advantage?
advantage is.
You roll twice.
Oh, sorry. 8 plus 17.
Yeah, that you absolutely hit that thing. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Where are my d4s? Hopefully they didn't end up on the ground, otherwise I'm in for a bad time. I got a 4 plus 2 is 6.
You tell me how you finish off this imp.
I
Stab.
have a knife,
Yes.
and I'm going to look at it,
Yes.
and I'm going to tell it that I will show it as much mercy as the comments section, and then I will stab it.
And thus it is stabbed. And with that, I would say that we're almost out of combat, except a mysterious shadowy figure appears and comes out of the closet and launches itself right at Greg. Let me roll for it. It rolled terribly.
It was so ominous until it wasn't.
But I'm gonna say that the imps are taken care of, and I think this is actually a really good place for us to take a quick break. So before we head into this surprise round of combat, let's go ahead and get ourselves fed and watered. We will be back shortly. See ya! Hello and welcome back to Loxodon Facts with Wheeler.
Thank you for joining me during this.
During the break, we were like, can a Loxodon eat Werthers? But we will figure that out once we've finished this combat. So, since when we last left our wonderful bodacious bards, they were attacking a bunch of imps that had flown out of the shoe castle that was inside Greg's closet, but also inside the closet and erupting from indeed what looks like a very intricately built castle made of shoes is an assassin, and it looks like they're covered up in cloth, and they are also covered in various dirty items of clothing. You get the impression that this assassin has been inside this closet for a very, very long time and has finally emerged and is ready for some action in many sense of the word, perhaps. So with that, we are back on top. Vrada, you are by the window with a bag with a garbage bag of holding with 2 imps inside.
It's like, okay.
Are you going to try to put the assassin inside the bag? Get in the bag.
No, I'm going to tie off the bag just for now. Right. It's like, I will deal with this later. That I have to go deal with, and I'm gonna run over and yeah, let's go with punching.
Okay, go ahead and do a punchy punch.
Ooh, that is a 23 to hit.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Ooh, 11.
Ooh, you managed
to a right cross straight.
Yeah, it's like it's a total anime punch. It's like boom. And this you feel a crunch underneath your fist, and you see this assassin kind of lean back a little bit and spit out a tooth and say, well, I guess you all from the tier are playing a little tougher than I thought.
Rada just like has an idle, like a fight game idle animation that she settles into.
Meanwhile, Greg is still on the floor, and the assassin looks at Greg and says, "You're next." And Clarissa, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I feel like things have been going well for me so far, just doing like shooty pew pew. So I'm going to continue along those lines. That's copyrighted, by the way. Now hashtag shooty pew pew. So I am going to shoot at the assassin with my crossbow. I got a 15 plus 4, I believe.
That hits. They're going to react with a hellish rebuke,
Don't
But
care
go
for that.
ahead. And go ahead and roll your damage.
I got 9.
Oh, okay. That definitely hits, and they look pretty dang hurt. Let's go ahead and he looks at you, and he takes the crossbow that you've shot into his chest, breaks off the end, and hisses at you. And as he does so, you realize this is another tiefling, and a flame emerges from his mouth as he says, "All of your memes are stupid and should have been canceled yesterday."
I'm just gonna be like, sucks to suck, bro.
And you take 14 fire damage.
Wow.
I think you have resistance, right?
I should, yeah, I'm a tiefling. Where would D&D Beyond tell me that?
So if you look down on the left side, you should have a thingy that tells you.
It just says defense fire. It doesn't tell me how much.
I'm gonna. Okay, just looking this up really quick.
It should be 5, I think.
Resistance is just you take half damage.
Yeah, you take half of that damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was
sorry.
14 damage.
14, so I take 7.
You take 7. Mhm.
Okay, and then I can use my 7 yummy, delicious cat food points that I got from earlier.
Yep, you can take that. You take that from your temporary hit points for sure.
Cool. I am down to 3 yummy, delicious cat points, TM.
And Xylix, you are up next.
I was going to be charming here, but this guy just attacked my niece.
And her memes.
And her memes.
Yeah, it was like physical and emotional, Uncle. It was really hard. It was a lot. I'm gonna have to have an AMA about it later.
I suppose I'll stab him.
You can try to stab him for sure.
Let's try to stab him. That's a crit. It's 23.
Go ahead and roll me that damage.
10.
Wow. Okay. So, let's see. They already did a reaction, so they can't do a dodge. They are on their last legs as you hit them.
Wait. I have 2-weapon fighting.
Do you have two?
For some reason. I've got a knife.
You do have a knife. Just make sure not to add your proficiency.
Let's do this the old-fashioned way. All right.
Sometimes the old ways are the best.
Goodbye. No.
You thrust forth with your rapier, and then you attempt to slash with your knife, and your knife just goes completely over his head.
Yep.
And yeah.
That's gonna be a nah.
He just hisses at you, and he says, "Well, there'll be, maybe I might go down, but there'll be more. Just you wait for him." And he again looks at Greg, cowering, who is cowering a little ball. And next we have Gail.
Okay. We got Xylix. Who else is right next to this mysterious assassin?
Xylix, Clarissa,
And
The whole gang's here.
and Rada. Yeah, the whole gang is. Unfortunately, this assassin rolled really low, so all of you are just up on him.
All right. Let's use that skewer for some sudden shashlik. Ooh, 22 to hit.
You absolutely skewer this.
Now, I got some allies and enemies to the person here, so that's gonna be a sneak attack. I'm also gonna drop a bardic inspiration to die to do some psychic blades.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll 1d8. So that's 7 plus 5 plus 2d6 psychic damage. 1 and 6, so 7. 14, 19 points of damage as Galv takes his giant skewer and goes in and says, "I guarantee."
Kyle,
Jeez.
guess how many hit points this assassin had left?
17.
Why don't we take 16 away from that?
Oh man.
So describe to me how you completely eviscerate this assassin who is coming for Greg.
Well, everyone was all around. They were talking about something. Gal was like, "I hate being left out." It takes the skewer and just kind of throws it, but uses the kitty cat super speed to end up behind it, so it looks really cool. Yeah, that's a little recipe for us.
Yeah, you take that skewer and you hit with your kitty speed. You hit this assassin so hard that it's a little Mortal Kombat. Like there's definitely a small rupture somewhere, and he just falls down dead.
Ha!
He falls to his knees and then keels over your skewer in his chest.
Good news, everyone! I saved the day. 3 cheers for me! 3 cheers for me!
Man, I wish I had rolled better. I rolled a 5 for initiative. Oh gosh. Yeah, I rolled a nat 1 and then initiative was +4, so it was a 5. So with that, we are officially out of combat. And as you all take a breath and take a moment to assess what just happened, Greg is on the floor still. He's just curled up with his arms over his face, and he's just crying and like, "Not again! Not another assassin! No, not again! I thought I appeased you with the shoes! I just..." And then you've got 2 imps in a garbage bag by the window.
Greg, I'm going to come back to that, but I have to take care of something first. And I'm going to go and throw that garbage bag of imps out the window.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check to see if you can open the window. Or do you want to smash the window?
Well, let's go with the strength check. Athletics? Or just straight
Sure.
strength?
Whichever
that's
you
a
prefer.
13 with athletics.
You barely managed to creak. You find the little, like, crank that would open the window.
I had those growing up. It's just like... Okay, yep, almost there.
Yep,
It's,
almost. Yep.
Nope, gotta go.
opening.
You need it a little bigger. Yep, and there we go.
Yeah, you barely managed to get this thing open, and a cloud of dust pops up as the window opens, and yeah, you toss out this garbage bag. And it flies into the air and immediately pummels down, and you hear the farting and the cursing of the imps as the bag slowly falls away from you down into the night as the
And then I'm gonna slowly crank the window back closed again.
Yes.
So, Greg, this wasn't the first time you were attacked by assassins, huh?
No. No. Is it gone?
It's gone. Yes.
It's gone? Oh, okay.
Who's sending assassins to kill you? The assassin mentioned that there's somebody who why is somebody trying to kill you, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been the Holy Prince of Wrath in over 3 millennia. I can't imagine who has it. I mean, I don't...
he starts to like breathe heavily, and he gets up on he finally just sits back up on the bed, and he takes a red high-heeled pump from his other cargo pants pocket and just like starts wiping away tears again with it, and he says, I don't know. I mean, Annie's taking care of the last 3, but like I don't know. It started happening when like we announced the engagement. You know, I don't know why they're trying to kill me though. Do any of you want to make an investigation check on the body?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That'll be a 9.
Silex, you try to get over there, but the tower of the Castle of Shoes gets in your way, and it's a little hard to see with all of these fine pieces of footwear everywhere.
May I get in there?
Oh yeah, anyone who wants to make an investigation check, go for it.
18.
Nice. Palm, you delicately move aside various pieces of clothing and shoes as you amble over, with Greg kind of shuddering and crying a little bit on the bed. And as you get closer to the assassin, you notice there's a bit of paper sticking out of what looks like a concealed pocket in the trouser of this assassin.
I would like to examine that piece of paper.
All right. You take it out. Do you read Infernal?
Oh, conversationally, but no.
You take it out and you recognize the flame-like script that is Infernal, and you know you cannot read it.
Does anybody here read Infernal?
I don't want to assume, but... And
I can't,
Cal
sorry. No.
points over to the 2 tieflings.
I took some formal Infernal, yeah.
I took informal Infernal. Gimme.
You heard her.
All right. I will hand the piece of paper over to Clarissa.
Clarissa, you take this paper, and after dusting away a little bit of the blood, you begin to read what looks like a contract. And it is clearly an assassination contract. You see that the assassination target is Greg. You see the terms of the agreement are that this assassin will go after Greg and will kill him that day for a tidy sum of 100 gold pieces. If this assassin is not able to do such a thing, their soul will be forfeit, and to whomever they made that contract with. But yes, you see that at the very top, assassins are we, the company that the assassin has come from.
All right. I am going to take a gander at this, and then I am going to hand it over to Uncle Zylex and ask him can you make any sense out of the more like fanciness? Like, there's like some contract, and he like wants them to kill somebody, but like who sells their soul potentially for like 100 gold? Like,
I would want more than 100 gold to take on the Prince of Malice.
yeah, those are chum numbers.
So, Silex, would you want to make an Arcana or a History check?
Sure, I can do one of those. Oh, Arcana.
So, yeah.
Rolled a 20 earlier. Rolled an 8 today.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty straightforward contract. Like, it's almost a little bit too straightforward, honestly. It seems rather boilerplate.
I was going to ask, yeah, standard boilerplate.
Pretty standard boilerplate. It almost feels kind of impersonal, but you recall that Greg said that Annie had dispatched the past 3 assassins. So perhaps this is just like a bulk contract situation where someone is just taking out a whole bunch of contracts for assassins just to get rid of Greg.
Seems like the kind of thing we should maybe have asked Annie about.
Yeah, we can ask her about that. How's Greg doing? Is Greg's
is
had a significant emotional event.
Greg has taken out 2 more pairs of shoes and is blowing his nose into a couple of them.
Okay, buddy. You're okay now. I'd like to use Bardic Inspiration on him if I could.
Sure.
Just so he has it available if he ever
Awesome.
wants to, like, pull it together.
Awesome. So I think that he's going to make a willpower check to see if he can pull it together. And what's your bardic?
Goodbye. 3.
He gets a 17. He shudders a little bit and puts the pump down and looks at all of you and says, "Thank you all so much for saving my life. I'm really embarrassed. I mean, there was a time when I commanded legions of angels and another time when I commanded armies of devils, but it's been a while, and assassins in closets, man. I mean, I feel like I should be better. I just don't think I can, I just don't know if I can be better. He just sort of mumbles and looks at and takes out the portrait of himself, Moonsilver, and Annie as a baby, and shines it a little bit on his Hawaiian shirt and looks at it in his big, big devil hands.
Greg, everybody can become better. You just have to work at it. And you have to want to become better again. You have to want to be that person who commanded legions of devils.
Can you show me how? I don't
We
know
can.
how.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do this week. We are going to get that old confidence back so you are proud, and your daughter is proud to walk down the aisle with you in, 6.5 days.
Actually, as you look out the window and you open to the window, Rada, you see that the sun has set, and it's definitely heading into the nighttime. So Greg looks at all of you and says, I just never had anyone believe in me, even Annie, she's really great, but I know I'm a burden on her, but I guess if with your help I might be able to be a good dad and a good boss, and I'm just hoping that this wedding will give me a good chance to turn things around, because all of this is going to be Annie's when she gets married, and I just want to make this the best thing for her,
Absolutely. We're here to do that work if you're going to do that work with us.
Okay. He
Okay, now hand over the shoes.
He hands you the shoes.
For baby
And-
steps.
Thank you. And with that, I think that pretty much rounds. I think what happens is all of you are escorted to your various rooms for the night. You're given. It's not room service really, it's delivery from the nearest, from Flames next door, which has a really, really good restaurant actually. So you're all given delicious dinners in your rooms. And Greg promises to meet you all tomorrow morning for what is to be a week of self-improvement in so many different ways, mental and emotional. With that, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode of Queer as Hell. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Yay! And thank you so much to my wonderful players for being awesome. And we're gonna have to wait and see what happens next with Greg and our wonderful 5 bards. So yeah, let's go ahead and play us out, Piano Cat. Play us out, Tabaxi. Awesome. Great.